Hello, I'm Maciej Mikos and you're watching World Talks. Romania's government attempts to cut public sector spending and plans of tax hikes led to mass protests, and the no-confidence vote is looming over the country's prime minister. To talk about it, we're joined by Eusebiu Slavitescu, a former Romanian diplomat. Good afternoon, Eusebiu.
Good to be back.
Good to have you back indeed. Now, how would you describe the current political climate in Romania?
It's still tensioned. There's a lot of tension in the society. Although after the election, we sort of hoped that the frenzy would dissipate to some extent, with a lot of hope. Well, the summer has proven to be sort of difficult. We have a new coalition government starting since 23 of June. Right now, with a mandate to bring back stability, public trust, and especially to get back the budget deficit, which is the biggest in the European Union right now, to comfortable levels. So the priority right now for this government has been to cut spending, to downsize some of the administration, which has remained quite impressive up until this day, and to sort of bring some sort of stability to the country. And well, they've started with the first package of laws a couple of weeks back, which in my view was a mistake to start it with. They started with increasing the VAT, with increasing some of the taxes, and now they are filing. Actually, last night the new prime minister, Ilie Bolojan, assumed responsibility in front of the parliament for the second package of these laws, which are to downsize the public administration's sort of machine, to cut special pensions, and also some different cuts. Some of the salaries in public institutions have been enormous, 3 or 4 or even 7 times larger than the president's. And this has contributed a lot to the rise of the extremism, this impression that some people are more equal than the others. So now let's see what's happening. But right now, this is what's happening right now. It's going to be a difficult September. We're going to have a censure motion brought by our extremist party. And as we have thought, this frenzy to dissipate, it hasn't. Actually, it has grown up. The government, in my view, has done a lot of bad communication with the public. And also, let me remind you, we've come after months and months of political turmoil. So the confidence was already very, very low. And now the stakes are to bring that up. The stakes for the government to keep, the European funds, the flow of the European funds coming, and somehow to contain this extremist danger that is still very much present. And now it's actually even above 40%, which is sort of very dangerous for the future of the country.
So it seems. But there's something I don't understand. Now, how many Romanians are working in the country's public sector? Because it seems that the government is afraid, to... the ruling coalition is approaching the topic very delicately. So, well, obviously, these reforms are unpopular if you're losing your jobs. But how many people are to lose their jobs?
So right now, the entire administration, I think it's 1.3 million, which isn't that much if you compare it to a lot of the EU member states. We're actually quite behind others. Also, we're a population of 16, 17 millions right now within the country, and 6 or 7 millions in the diaspora. So the whole conversation these days right now, there's sort of a political drama that keeps continuing. And, just like in every government coalition, things are pretty heated up. Because right now we have a coalition with the socialists, Democrat socialists, with the liberals, and some form of centrists. And each of them with their own ideologies and politics. And to find compromises right now, there's a constant back and forth between the palace, between the new president, Nicu Jordan, who's trying to mediate this entire drama, and then the government, which is pretty much split. So on the one hand, we have the socialists who want a slower downsize of the administration, obviously from the left. And we have the liberals and the centrists who are looking for sharp cuts in the public spending and the raise of revenue. So even today, actually, the president sat with the leaders of the coalition for 4 hours to find some sort of compromises. And well, let's see how it goes in the next few weeks. But things are pretty heated right now.
Now, there's another thing I can't understand. The new president, Nicu Șerdan, is against raising the retirement age for the judiciary. Because the idea is to raise it from 49, this is very particular, 49...
Even 47.
47 to 65. Now, can Romania really afford to let, all the judges go at the age 49 or 47?
No, we cannot afford. And this actually has been one of the core issues of the political drama in these past few weeks, because the impression and also the special pensions, the special pension, the medium in Romania right now, it's around 5,000 euros, which makes it one of the biggest in the European Union, and that cannot be sustainable. So the law that the Prime Minister took responsibility last night sort of settled that. So the compromise that was found is in a period of 10 years, the retirement age to grow to 67, just like every other category, whether it's doctors or fireworks or whatever, and also the so-called special pensions that we have been so much talking about, and for which, by the way, the European Commission withhold almost 300 million euros because we were incapable of reforming this, gave the impressions to the public that, this sort of caste, a privileged caste, that has consolidated their privileges and their powers along the way, although the judiciary isn't going very well. It's very slow. A lot of the big corruption cases, they are flying away or they are getting away. So this also contributed heavily to the impression that the entire political establishment just cannot deliver. That's why a lot of the people are now favoring the extremists, which have this advantage. They've never been in power before. So it's very easy for them, to speak about it from the margins. But the compromise that was found, and this will be the new law signed probably soon, it's the retirement age within the next 10 years, slowly getting to 67 years, which is normal in every democracy. And also the special pension, they were cut by half. So right now they would have 3,000 euros and not 5,000 euros. And again, this was the medium. Some of them went up to 20,000 euros a month. And that cannot be explained. A judge cannot have a pension 10 times more than the salary of the president.
A great country to be a judge.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Listen, now we know that the judiciary, they want to go on strike. I guess that also applies to another employees of the public sector. Now, can they effectively paralyze the country?
To be very honest with you, according to the Romanian law, they cannot go on strike. They are legally binded not to do so, although in a couple of few days, they have done so. In a judiciary, again, who is not really working. There are hundreds of thousands of files who are waiting for, sentences or some further steps. So this is also, we had the reactions of the judiciary sort of leading faces who have the right to speak in public, and they have treated this reform with a lot of arrogance, and these have added to the fury of the public on top of everything that was already there. Not to mention the confidence in the judiciary and all of that. Thank God, it seems that the coalition, they have found a compromise on that. Let's see how we move forward from here, because they seem very stuck on continuing this strike, which again, it cannot happen. It's illegal in a democracy. And I'm hopeful that we will manage to find a compromise and continue to deliver. Again, I said this, I think I was with you here a couple of weeks back. The only way to keep the extremists out of power, because they are very good of being loud, but very weak of delivering actual solutions. And as they have never been in power, it's very easy for them to be noisy. So the only solution in my eyes, and I think a lot of Romanians agree with that, to actually keep them away and to slow their rise, is to deliver good governance. And good governance starts with these measures, with these reforms that are honestly so long overdue. And we are expecting another law and then a couple of other laws that would some sort of, bring some sort of justice to what has been in the past 35 years. Because after the fall of the criminal communist regime, this caste, and it's not just the judiciary, and again, it's not all the judiciary. And there are judges and prosecutors who are doing their job, in terrible conditions. They are working a lot. They're just a caste of them. They have consolidated their power year after year.
So the reforms are very much needed, and they are needed now. Eusebiu Slavitescu, a former Romanian diplomat, was our guest this afternoon. Thank you very much. Thank you for watching and stay with us for much more here on TVP World.